Hey guys, how y'all doing out there? Time for another tutorial from Avid Studio Pro. Today we're doing a tutorial on a plugin for Avid Studio. It's also a plugin for other editing software packages called Heroglyph V4 Pro. Let's get into it. This is the basic tutorial. So all I'm going to do is go over some of the functions of the wizard and show you how to do some of those things. Let's get started. Now, first and foremost, I'm going to activate this track and I'm going to add a title to it. I'm going to do a backspace, get that out of there, and I'm going to click OK. So I've just created a blank canvas for me to work on. I'm going to drag this out to how long I want it to be, right click, and go to Open Effects Editor. Once I'm here, I'm going to go to Add-ons, ProDad, and Heroglyph. Then I'm going to click Edit. And voila, we got the wizard. First thing that pops up, we could choose from one of these options on the wizard, or we can do a new project or open a project. I'm going to start off with the route. So immediately you see I can drag and drop an image here, but I'm going to click Open Background, and I'm going to click the image I want and click Open. Immediately you see this blinking yellow dot. Place this where you want to start your route. Left click and hold the left click of your mouse down, and then trace the route that you want to go. Let go when you're there. You got your route. Good to go. Click Next. Now I can change the style of the route. I'm going to change it to blue. If I want to, I have auto animate the path, but I can change it and do my own animation if I want to. It's got several choices here. So for animating in and animating out, I'm going to leave it on auto animate. Next we got our object. So I can leave it like this with no travel object, or I can add one. Several categories to choose from. I'm going to go to mobile. I'm going to choose a little car. And you could do an animation for your travel object if you want to as well. Got different types of animations, and you'll see what they look like if you hover over them. Let you know exactly how they look. So I want this guy traveling up, so I can do that. All type of different things we can do on here. I'm not going to choose one of those. And then once again, you got your effect in and effect out if you want to add those. Then we have our timing. Can change the route. We can pause the route. We could delay it at the start. We can hold it at the end. We can change the speed of how fast the animation goes. I'm done with all that, so I'm going to click Insert. Good to go. So you see my path here. Here's my animation object that I chose, a little car. Here's a path, and here's a map. If I want to, I can add text. If I click on an empty track, it would be best to be the one either above or in between. I'm going to choose this one here in between. Go to New Timeline Object, and I'm going to double click on this to bring up the text. I'm going to click in this little box here. I'm going to type my text. I can go ahead and place this where I want, whatever. Change my text up. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So I'm going to leave that like it is. I'm going to click Avid Studio 1 and apply title. If I want to, I can preview it, get a look at how it looks on here, and watch it come to life. I'm going to click OK. I'm done. Next, I'm going to right click on this clip that we have here. I'm going to go to Open Effects Editor. I'm going to go to Add-ons, ProDad, Heroglyph, Edit. Now on this one, I'm going to play with the templates a little bit. So I'm going to click on Templates. And here you can see there's a bunch of different templates to choose from. Each one of these, you can scroll down and see a bunch of different options. You got all elements you could choose from these different categories here on the left. And I'm going to go with this little soccer ball thing. I'm going to click Create. I'm going to put my text in here. And you see I can choose a different style for my text if I wish. You change the color of my text as well. If I wanted to add a different ball or whatever, I can go in here and do that. And that's pretty much it here. I'm going to click on Insert. Now you may remember that in Avid Studio I had something in the timeline. Well, I can double click on this ball and then right click it and do Delete Object. And now you can see the background that I chose from Avid Studio. The reason why I did that is to show you guys you can use these templates because all the elements are going to be on the left hand side of the screen broken down. And you can take out whatever element you want of a template and just leave what you want in and have your background from Avid Studio serving as the background of the template as well. So it gives you a lot of flexibility there. Let's talk about the text a little bit now that we're in this piece here. So from the Start tab, you can cut, copy, you can do the selector, text, change the path or the mode, change your different fonts. There's a bunch of different fonts in here. You can change the size of your font. You can do italic, bold, do a tube, which is, you know, just text with no fill, which is basically like the taking what's, see, it's just like the outline of all the text here. So it's a pretty cool thing. Of course, you got all the different options that you have here for any text editing tool. Then you got Insert. So you can insert different elements, template again. You can do different components. You can do script, a different text layer if you want to animate it differently. Image layer if you want to take something from one of your images and you want to layer it on there, have its own animation for it. Different symbol, shape, all kind of good stuff. Got your layout where you can change where the layout of the text is or your object, whatever you're putting in there. You can rotate it, can make it full screen. Got your different options to flip it horizontally, flip it vertically. Got your kerning, you got all kind of different things on here. Got your different design templates on here for the different types of fonts, different effects, things like that. You got opacity, blur, bold, italic, tube. You can change the surface color. You can add a bevel. Just hover over these bad boys and it gives you the different look of the bevels. Outline. Hover over these, get different looks at different outlines. You got glow. Once again, hover over these. See what it looks like with the different glows. Shadows, same thing. You can add depth. And of course, you can add a halo. Then you got your animations. So of course the templates come with animations, but you can change them up. So you just hover over different examples and it'll give you an example up at the top of what it does. And then it shows you at the bottom what this animation will look like with the text that you have selected. You have a fade in, you got the continuous effect, so you want it to happen all the way through, or the fade out effect. You can make it faster or slower, change the duration, in, out, all that good stuff. Then you got your view, transparent background, showing the video, and the title safe. And then of course, Avid Studio 1. You can optimize your crawl, reduce flicker, so all that good stuff. All those are the tabs in there. I'm going to hit apply title. And now, once again, I can play this back and see how it looks. Click OK. And I got that in there easily. Let's go to this next one. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to open Effects Editor. You guys should know the routine by now. Add-ons, Prodad, Heroglyph, Edit. So this time we're going to do the script. So you got the script that comes with some of the templates here by clicking on this one, and then just have a bunch of different scripts that you can choose from. So I'm going to choose this one. And I'm going to type in my text. Of course, once again, we have all the settings here. I'm not going to mess with them. We can change the style, the color. We can change the effects. I'm just going to leave it like it is. So if I play it back, you'll see the script written onto the screen. Now, once again, you have all your tabs. You can change whatever you want on these tabs, but remember, if you change the design to one of these presets, it takes away the handwriting. If you change the animation, it takes away the handwriting. So if you want to leave the handwriting, don't change those. All right? Click on Avid Studio 1 and apply title. And click OK. And we're going to go to the next thing on here. We're going to right click this. We're going to go to the same routine. Effects Editor, Add-ons, ProDed, Heroglyph, and Edit. So this time we're going to do a video wall. So with the video wall, you have different choices on here. Remember, anything that's a plus sign on here, it's going to be, all these pluses are going to be one video. So it's going to show us one video in the background, all of this, and then one small one there. Or all of this border will be one video, like a big video, and then 4 small ones. Same thing. So circles mean separate videos. Plus signs means this is the one video it's going to be showing at the background. I'm going to do this classic 3x3 because I want 3 videos and 3 videos. Now, if I wanted to change that, I could. Could actually go here and let's say I wanted, I don't know, 4. Did it change it to 4x4? But they're all videos, so it's good to be able to do that if you want to change the way that it looks or whatever. So I'm going to go back to where it was, and we're going to choose that one. So we're going to hit next. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some darn videos. So I'm going to click Add Image Video. Well, let's cancel that. I'm going to click on a square and add image video. I'm going to go to location where I know the videos I want to use are. Now, I found that for me, uncompressed AVI files work best here. So if you don't have uncompressed AVI files, it might be kind of hard for you to find the right file that'll work with it, but they work great for me. So I'm going to click on the video I want and click open, and it places it there. Now, I could do that one by one and keep going, or if I want to, I can open up the location of the videos and just drag and drop them into place where I want them to be. Alright, now that I got all my videos in here, you have some options here. You got block. So that would mean that, of course, that plus sign, sticky plus sign means it's only going to be there. You got row, and you got column. So we're going to leave it on tile. And then you got your aspect ratio. So you want it to stay the aspect ratio of what it was on the original video, or you want to change it to square cells or whatever, you can do that. Alright, now that we're done with that, we're going to go to style. And on style, this changes like the look of the video itself and also the shape of, or bevel or whatever of the video screen that's playing. So if I go to this one, you'll see that when it shows the preview, everything's dark now because the top of it is dark. So that's what I chose, so that's what it did. If I choose this white one, you look at it, everything's going to have a little bit of extra white shine on it. So there's a whole lot of different choices up here for you to choose from. Choose the one you like, just like I choose the one I like. Then you got animation. If you want to animate it, you can. You can change the way that the effect goes throughout the whole thing. So you'll see it is coming across the screen. Click this little arrow. Got a bunch of different choices there. You can also go to fade in and fade out, so you can choose a different animation for your fade in and different one for your fade out. Once again, you click on the little slide out and you hover over it. It'll give you an example of what the animation looks like. I'm not going to use any animation on this, so I'm going to go without, and I'm going to click insert. Now you have the opportunity to go ahead and change the size if you want to. You can size it up or size it down if you want to. And of course, if you go to the insert or layout, you can change the location. All these tabs are still available to you. Change anything on this that you want, animation, design, whatever. So if you didn't find something you like, you can change it up in here. Go ahead and click on Avid Studio 1 and apply title. And then you can watch it, or you can click OK and let it render. And there's only one more section left. I'm going to go over that now. So the last section is the slideshow. So you can use a background for your slideshow if you want to. Or you can make a black background or have a white background or whatever using the title tool. So I'm going to actually get rid of this, and I'm going to use the title tool. I'm going to hit the backspace to get rid of that text. I'm going to go to background settings. I'm going to double click this, and I'm going to choose the color I want, which is, I could choose a red background, a black background, but I'm going to choose a white background. Click apply, and then click OK. I'm going to stretch this out, click it, stretch it out to the length that I want. Right click on it, go to Open Effects Editor. You guys know what I'm going to click on. I know you're tired of me hearing it. I'm tired of hearing me say it. I'm tired of saying it. So now I'm going to go to Slideshow, the last of the wizards. I'm going to click on Add Pictures. I'm going to choose the pictures I want. And now I have some options here. I can change the duration of how long each picture stays on the screen and how long the transition is. I can add a border, or I can hit reset and get rid of the border. I can change the way that the picture comes onto the screen. If you hover over these, it gives you an example of how the transitions will look or how the picture will come onto the screen. You can change the picture, upscale it or downscale it, and change the picture size. Then I also can add text. I added text already, and I chose the style I wanted. If you want the titles to show on the pictures, you can click on that. It'll actually show the name of the picture as you named it in the location where you have it on your computer. And I can do a text layer if I want for that. You got your different types of effects that'll show. I'm not going to do any of that. And I can also change the style of how the text is for the name of the picture. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to click Insert. So now I got my slideshow. Good to go. Hit play. You get a quick view of how the slideshow looks. Once again, I still have all my options up here to change or add anything that I want. I'm going to click on Avid Studio 1 and apply title. I'm going to click OK. And that's it. The Heroglyph V4 Pro basic tutorial.